Good morning, all of you. Sorry for the late. Welcome you all in this platform of StudyIQ OPSC. So I hope audio and video both are working fine. So we'll start today's session. Today is 17th of May and we'll discuss the current affairs. Okay, I hope everything is fine. Sikha, Sasmita, Manas, Pushpa. So let's start the session. Okay. So please confirm audio is fine. Okay, so we'll discuss about the Paripurna batch and we have Aram batch as well. Okay, today's news, Indian Army conducts Teesta Prahar exercise. The first news. Thank you. Indian Army conducts Teesta Prahar exercise, two major research innovation initiative under the Indian European Union, World Food Prize, Indian Yuck, and genomic research rights of pedestrians. Tripura State Rifle, one-liner current affairs. Tripura State Rifle, Melioidosis outbreak in Australia. International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology. Algae, Karenia Mikimotoi, Mikimosoi, you can also say. And Sakurajima volcano, PSLV C61 launch. First women Chief Justice of India. And apart from these news, we have a few firing range in West Bengal. It aims to test the preparedness of war operations in riverine and diverse geographical areas. Its preparedness of war operations in riverine and diverse geographical areas. It is conducted by the Three Shakti Corps under the Eastern Command of the Indian Army. Three Shakti Corps, Eastern Command of the Indian Army, those command who is guarding the border from the eastern side. Okay, and when it says riverine and diverse geographical area, so whatever may be the terrain, be it glacier, be it in the mountain peaks or any such or river, marshy land, so whatever may be the geographical terrain, they will be able to fight. So that is the reason this Teesta Prahar exercise has been conducted. It involved integrated participation of infantry, mechanized infantry, artillery, armored corps, paraspecial forces, army aviation and engineers signals. So all those different forces or those subcategory of the forces, they have participated. Exercise Teesta Prahar objective, certification of jointness to promote seamless coordination between the combat arms and support services. So when a particular unit is in combating or involved in the combat operation, what kind of supports the other wings of the army or other sections or units can provide those support system. Enhancement of operational readiness. Whenever you get a clue or something, so you need to prepare yourself. For example, you might have seen in the Jammu and Kashmir region, so we see in news there has been a trace of, let's say, the unit or safe house of terrorist. So army plus police personnels, they generally reach there and they start operation. So similar kind of situation could be arised in other parts of our country, because recently we have seen this tension between the India and Pakistan. So we are preparing ourselves for any such adversaries, because if you see the Bangladesh also after the change of regime, we are not expecting a positive or what you call the friendship kind of relation with the Bangladesh, because the Sheikh Hasina government was quite pro-Indian because of her family and all those historical factors. But Muhammad Yunus is more influenced from the Chinese domination or Chinese, Chinese premier or government. So we can expect an adversary kind of condition or situation from the eastern side as well. So we are preparing ourselves for any such adversaries. Integration of technology in warfare, deployment of next generation weapon systems, cutting edge military technologies. This is another objective. Simulation of future warfare to conduct tactical exercises for hybrid, that is conventional plus irregular and high-tech warfare. Key features: multi-domain coordination, synergy of all branches in an integrated battle space. Synergy of all branches in an integrated battle space. It's multi-domain coordination, quick deployment capability, maneuver operations in challenging riverine terrain. As you know, this Teesta is something, a river which you will find between the India and Bangladesh river dispute. It's an international kind of river, and there is a dispute between the India and Bangladesh with respect to Teesta river water distribution. So, and if you see the Bangladesh side border, you will find this marshy land. Marshy land means jahaku ame kadua boli koche. It's not purely river ki water bodies nathibo or purely dry land भी nathibo. It's kind of a marshy. Marshy makes the life difficult, more difficult for the army also. And if you see Bangladesh ho, Kimba Nepal ho, you will find this porous border. Porous border means that has not been fenced. Okay, fenced nahi, porous border achi, so that people can communicate or inter boundary transactions can also be held. So that poses more threat to our national security. Okay, so tech-enabled operation, use of surveillance drones, advanced communication, and weapon system, right? All-terrain training, prepare for warfare in mountainous, plain, and riverine areas. Now, moving to the next, two major research and innovation initiative under the India and European Union. India and European Union have launched two major research and innovation initiative under the India-European Union Trade and Technology Council. India-European Union Trade and Technology Council. Okay. The India-European Trade and Technology Council was established in 2022. 2022 re established kara jaitla by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to strengthen bilateral cooperation in trade and technology. These initiatives have a combined investment of around 391 crore, that is 14 million euro. Two major research, that is tackling marine plastic litter. As you have seen it, that marine pollution due to this microplastic is a major problem. And microplastic, you will find it comes through the Suez system. Suez system, it comes through that, because in our cosmetic brands or cosmetic products, we do use this microplastic in our day-to-day life. So that is not visible in naked eye, and it simply goes through the Suez system to the sea or marine life, and it's polluting the marine life. So tackling marine plastic litter, funding European 115 crore and India, that is 90 crore. So European is funding 115 and Indian government is funding 90 crore. Goal to develop innovative solution for the monitoring, assessing, mitigating the cumulative effects of marine pollution. So monitoring, assessing, mitigating the cumulative effects of the marine pollution, especially microplastics, okay, heavy metals and organic pollutants. Heavy metals and organic pollutants. So, for example, I just told you, microplastic in the Suez system re asuchi. Heavy metals kudiko, those industry jo tangara jo residuals or wastage baharu karuchundi. So from there also these heavy metals are coming, and similarly the organic pollutants also. Agriculture or from any other sources. Focus: impacts on marine life and ecosystem, bioaccumulation in the food chain, human health risk, and mitigation from source entry points of plastic litter. I think you must have gone through the concept bioaccumulation. In the food chain, in fact, jimti jo POPs amara achi, persistent organic pollutants kudiko, right? Se kon karandi in this food chain, या food hierarchy जो अच्छी अपन करो food chain in fact अच्छी food pyramid भी कुआ जाए. So subsequent level रे this something this जो अपन करो pollutants कुड़ी को अच्छी it keeps accumulating, right? और तको अपन कोई परिबे अधिकरो अधिका accumulate ही जाए, that is magnifying. Okay, biomagnification जोटा कि body body जाए तारा percentage and accumulate ही जाए, that is the bioaccumulation. In the food chain, human health risk and mitigation from the source entry points of the plastic litter. When it was launched, it's launched in 6th May 2025. Importance to develop advanced tools and strategies to protect marine ecosystem. To develop advanced tools and strategies to protect marine ecosystem. Okay. Green hydrogen from waste production. The second one, funding. Indian funding is 90 crore, European Union 96 crore. Objective, technology development for sustainable and cost efficient green hydrogen production from biogenic waste, or that is agricultural waste, forestry, municipal waste, waste, sludge, industrial waste, etc. So these are what will be used for the production of green hydrogen. Key technologies: advanced catalyst, process intensification, feedstock treatment, biological, electrochemical and catalytic methods. When it was launched in 15th May 2025. Significance: accelerating energy transition in line with India's national green hydrogen mission and European Union hydrogen strategy. So there are two such innovation strategy. One related to marine pollution, we want to prevent that. The second one is the production of this green hydrogen. Okay, so these two fundamental innovation strategies between these two countries. Now coming to the World Food Prize, scientists behind Brazil's microgreen revolution wins 2025 World Food Prize for reducing fertilizer use. Brazilian microbiologist Mariangela Hungria has been named as the 2025 World Food Prize laureate. They have developed seed and soil treatments using beneficial bacteria such as Rhizobia and Azospirillum Brasilense. Okay, I think आपण मैंने पढ़ी थी जदि साइंस एंड एनवायरमेंट जो प्लांट्स गुड़िक देयर आर प्लांट्स जार रूट्स रे रूट नोड्यूल थाए जोटा कि हमें कोना गंठी भलिया थाए तार चेरर. सो रूट नोड्यूल्स दे हेल्प इन द नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिएशन. दे कलेक्ट नाइट्रोजन फ्रॉम द एयर, right? They helps in nitrogen fixation. So in that case, you can minimize the use of chemical fertilizers or artificial fertilizers, and it will enhance the production capacity of our agriculture. So similar kind of initiative that has been taken by this lady, that is Rhizobia and Azospirillum brasilense. These are two beneficial bacteria which is helping for this what? Naturally fix nitrogen in soybean crops. Okay, so root nodule रे था आपण देखन तो मटर जको हमें peas बोली कहू जो green pea, right? urad, similarly let's say this peanuts. So similar kind of जते plants गुडी को अछि, you will find the root nodule. Okay, root nodule in the चेरो थिबो जते एमते गंठी गंठी टाइप रो थिबो. So they help us in what you call the nitrogen fixation. They collect nitrogen from the air. Also, these bacteria enhance root growth in crops such as corn, improving plant nutrient and water absorption. Okay. What is the World Food Prize? It is a major international award given to individuals who have advanced human development by improving the quality, quantity and availability of food. If you see the definition of food security, it is the availability, affordability and accessibility, right? If you see the definition of the food security, if someone will ask you what is this food security, you have to define it in the three terms, that is availability, accessibility and affordability. So you must ensure the availability of enough food grains, number one. Number two, affordability, but because many sections of the society, they cannot afford the food. And the third one is the accessibility. They can afford, it is available, but accessibility is not there. So when these three things meet each other and three dimensions you will see, then we can say food security can be ensured. So it improves or human development by improving the quality, quantity and availability of food. It was established in 1986 by the Nobel Peace Prize winner Dr. Norman E. Borlaug. Norman E. Borlaug is known as the father of green revolution at the worldwide, at the global level, and Swaminathan is known as the father of Green Revolution in India. Okay, it is also known as the Nobel Prize for the Food and Agriculture. Prize amount was $5 lakh. The award ceremony is usually held around the World Food Day in the mid-October. Okay. Moving to the next, Indian yak and genomic research. Himalayan leaf for yak genomic science. Indian scientists have successfully assembled the chromosome label genome of the Indian yak for the first time. The initiative was led by the ICAR NRC on yak Dirang. Let's see. Indian yak scientific name Bos grunens is a Himalayan high altitude bovine species. You must have seen the yak. The yak Google करके देखिए ना मोइसे टाइप रो देखिए आप, but it has long fur because to adapt in the winter atmosphere, winter रे निजो को adapt करिबा पई they have long hair, okay, on the skin. It is also called sheep of the Himalayas. Okay, it is useful for transportation and livelihood, habitation and distribution. If you see Tibetan plateau and surrounding high altitude region. Second, found mainly in the Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. So basically those Himalayan states, you will find in those Himalayan states. Okay, states are having Himalayan mountain regions found at altitude of above 14,000 feet. Key features: extremely cold tolerant, can survive up to minus 40 degrees Celsius. So that is why in its body you will find the long hair to protect it from cold wave. Expansive rumen, can efficiently digest low quality feed. Thick and long haired coat protects against the cold winds. Managed under traditional nomadic rearing system. Transhumans. So जो माने nomadic tribes अचंदी, they keep on moving. They do not have a fixed settlement, so they generally rear them for this what you call milk and for it's kind of domesticated animal. तो जेमती हमें गाई महिषी सब करूचे से टाइप रो yak को मध्य से माने domesticate करन. So it's used for the nomadic rearing system, that is transhuman. Importance: livelihood security, backbone for Himalayan pastoral communities, those who depend on the dairy sector. Those who depend on the dairy sector, Himalayan pastoral community, it's the backbone or the livelihood security, you can say. They at least generate some amount of income from that source. Genetic resource provides cold and disease resistant traits which are important for climate resilient breeding. So this kind of atmosphere, as we have seen, जो genetically modified or जो हमें BT brinjal देखिए, BT cotton देखिए, these are genetically modified. So what is this genetically modified? Genetically modified means, suppose आपण climate resilient crop को promote करिबा को चाहूचंदी. Suppose in a particular plant, in a specific trait gene will be placed. Okay, a specific trait gene will be placed so that it can protect any such adverse climate condition. It can be protected from any such pest attack only by the replacing this gene with an original gene. So similar kind of research is going on in this case as well, Indian yak, because Indian yak is able to survive in that climatic condition. तेणु से आम कहे क्लाइमेट रेजिलिएंट ब्रीडिंग एटा को यूज करा जाई पारे. Economic contribution supports dairy, meat, wool industries and ecotourism. Okay. Ecological role contributes to the balance and stability of alpine pastures. Balance and stability of alpine pastures. Okay. Alpine जो आपनकर Himalayan region, you will find very less amount of food or these animals for grazing. Tropical, subtropical area, you will find, grazing field very easily. But in Himalayan region, it's very difficult. So that is very less amount of what you call food available for them. That is alpine pastures. Rights of pedestrians. The Supreme Court is one of its order recognized the constitutional rights of pedestrians. देखिए कौन pedestrians have the right to unobstructed and disabled friendly footpaths. You must have seen pedestrian to huji, but pedestrian is blocked by some or other regions. Someone is parking his vehicle, someone has placed a shop over there. So any such restriction you will find throughout the year. So pedestrians have the right to unobstructed, disabled friendly footpaths. This right is protected under Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty of the Constitution. Because pedestrian is also, you are making roads for the vehicles, okay, vehicle owners. But what about those who do not have vehicle? Those who want to walk, so what can they do? And specifically you will find this is a crisis in the urban area because of the shrinking space, open space for the walk or exercises and all. Although the urban municipalities, they are opening up more parks or this open gymnasium kind of thing, but still this pedestrian is still a matter of concern for those people, those who want to have or for a walk or something. This means that the person's life and liberty are protected and must be implemented properly. Pedestrians have the right to unobstructed and disabled friendly footpaths. The repeat slide. Importance of Article 21. This article states that no one shall be deprived of his life or liberty without due process of law. Okay, without due process of law, that means law, justified law. If that violates, then it is fine. But otherwise, without any due process of law, I think you know this rule of law. One is established by law, another one is the due process of law, right? This right also includes safe and convenient movement of pedestrians. The right also includes safe and convenient movement of pedestrians. Next, Supreme Court's instruction. Sidewalks should be built on all public roads. Sidewalks should be built on all public roads. So whatever public roads should be there, then pedestrian would be there for the footpaths, what we call, that should be for the pedestrians. The sidewalks should be accessible and useful for the Divyangjan or disabled persons. It is necessary to remove encroachment from the sidewalks so that pedestrians can walk freely. All states and union territories should make policies that ensure the availability of protection and maintenance of sidewalks. One-liner, current affairs, let's see. Tripura State Rifle, the Ministry of Home Affairs has approved a new Tripura State Rifle Battalion for the state of Tripura. Tripura State Rifle were raised on 12th March 1984 under the Tripura State Rifles Act 1983, which was passed by the Tripura Legislative Assembly. Tripura State Rifle is a paramilitary force that functions under the Home Department in Tripura. Okay, objective, maintain internal security, law and order, and ensure robust security of the northeastern region. So in entire northeastern region, it will help to maintain the law and order and to maintain the internal security. As you know that this northeastern region is a disturbed zone or disturbed region, and many parts of that region you must have seen the deployment of APSPA. I hope you know this APSPA, Armed Forces Special Protection Act. Armed Forces Special Protection Act, APSPA. What is the use of this APSPA? APSPA is generally deployed in those disturbed zones. For example, Jammu and Kashmir or any other part of the northeastern region or any other part of this country. If the government feels it's a disturbed zone, then APSPA can be deployed. Okay. I think you must have heard about a lady, Iram Sarmila Chanu. Iram Sarmila Chanu, she was from, or she is from Manipur actually. She was in first for I think 12 to 15 years or 20 years something. You can Google it for exact year. She was in first. She appealed government to remove this APSPA from the Manipur region. So APSPA is something are deployed for this disturbed zone. and they have given those powers, like without any warrant or search warrant, they can search, they can detain someone. So all these powers have been given to them, and whatever they have acted or whatever they have done, this cannot be what you call, one cannot go to a court against that act of this AFSPA personals. So if possible, we'll see some other day the detail about it. So it will enhance the capacity of security forces in Tripura, thereby improving counter-terrorism, anti-social activities and border security. You might have seen northeastern region is facing this infiltration from both, I mean, Myanmar if you see, Bangladesh if you see, Nepal if you see, I mean, it has this porous border. That is the reason you must have seen there is a demographic change in the northeastern region, specifically if you'll see in the Assam state. So demographic region means more infiltration we have seen from this neighboring states of Bangladesh, Myanmar, because these states are disturbed states. They are not the states or these countries are not peaceful, because Myanmar, if you have seen, it was a military coup in recent past. Bangladesh, we have also seen it has been also destabilized. Nepal is not that kind of prosper or a stable country. So from there also people are coming. So northeastern state is a kind of that kind of infiltration is there, and it is simply changing the demographic profile as well. More of those neighboring countries people are coming into that. Melioidosis outbreak in Australia. The number of deaths from an outbreak of the tropical disease Melioidosis has risen to 31 this year, following heavy rain and flooding in the northern Australia, particularly Queensland. The disease is caused by the bacterium Burkhalderia pseudomyeli, which is found in soil and water, particularly in tropical and a humid region. The bacterium enters the body through skin lesions, contamination of wounds, and inhalation and injection. Mortality without treatment. The disease has a very high mortality rate, up to 90%, as many patients are not diagnosed in time. So melioidosis outbreak in Australia, it's a tropical disease, melioidosis. Okay, the number has been raised to 31, and you will find it in Queensland area, northern Australia, due to heavy rainfall this year. International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, Union Minister of State for Science and Technology inaugurated the DST ICGEB's first biofoundry in India. This is the first such public funded center which will promote biotechnology research. Biofoundry in India. The inauguration took place during the 31st ICGEB Board of Governance meeting. It was founded in 1983. Member countries are 69 countries, with India being a founding member. Type, a premier intergovernmental organization that promotes research in life sciences. Okay, so just remember, another institute have been formed and which will given the responsibility of biotechnology research. Okay. Algae Carenia mikimosoi. Massive spread of toxic algae Carenia mikimosoi has killed over 200 species of marine life off the southern coast of Australia, impacting biodiversity and coastal tourism. As you know, Great Barrier Reef is in Australia, which promotes this coastal tourism. So due to this toxic algae Carenia mikimosoi, it has killed 200 species of marine life in southern coast of Australia. Carenia mikimosoi is a toxic dinoflagellate algae species that causes harmful algal blooms, or commonly known as the red tides. Okay, harmful algal blooms, or commonly known as the red tide. Algal blooms, I think you know this. Eutrophication का जो process था, you must have seen that water bodies गुड़िको upper layer you will find the whole greenery. Okay, so that is algal bloom due to this nutrient enrichment in that water body. So see, algal bloom type rahi. This is also known as the red tide because from the surface it appears red in color. So first identified in Japan in 1935, also found in Norway, China, United States, the English Channel and the Australia. Okay, तो प्रथम थर ପାଇଁ कोड देखाइतला जापान रे and in other parts of the country, other parts of the world. The largest bloom ever recorded occurred in South Australia in March 2025, covering an area of approximately 4,400 square kilometer. Okay, next. Sakurajima volcano. Japan's Sakurajima volcano recently had a major eruption. The eruption sent a huge plume of ash rising nearly 3,000 meters above the volcano. Okay, location at the southern tip of Kyushu Island, about 4 kilometers from the Kagoshima city. Size, height 1,117 meter, circumference about 50 kilometers. Stratovolcano made up of layers of lava and ash. Geologic location located in the convergent plate margin. I think you know in geography divergent plate margin and convergent plate margin. Divergent plate margin, both coming towards each other. Divergent moving away from each other. Okay, so coming to each other is something, one is subsiding, another one is like moving upward. So kind of a this kind of a mechanism. Okay, sometimes this also leads to what? Eruption of volcano, or it causes earthquake as well. PSLV C61 launch EOS 09, although it discussed a few days ago. EOS Earth Observatory System, what you call ISRO, is set to launch the PSLV C61 mission May 18, 2025, 6:59 AM from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. The primary payload is the EOS 09 Resat 1B satellite, a radar imaging satellite designed to enhance India's Earth observation capabilities. It will enhance Earth observation capabilities. Also known as the Resat 1B, is a 1710 kg satellite equipped with C-band synthetic aperture radar. The technology allows for all-weather day and night imaging, making it invaluable for continuous Earth observation. Whatever may be the condition, it will help us to imaging. It will provide us those pictures, images. Okay. Orbit details, if you find, it will be placed in sun synchronous orbit, altitude approximately 529 kilometer. Okay, and it will help us in border surveillance, reconnaissance capabilities, high resolution imagery, crucial for national security as well. Its ability to penetrate cloud cover and operate in all weather conditions make it a strategic asset. Okay, national significance, if you see, space community, it's a kind of achievement for Indian scientists, demonstrating its prowess in developing and operating advanced Earth observation satellite for both civilians and defense applications. Okay. First Women Chief Justice of India, trailblazing appointment, Justice B.V. Nagaratna, you can say Nagaratna, is set to become the first Women Chief Justice of India in September 2027. So in these 70 plus years of judiciary in India, she would be the first Chief Justice or Women Chief Justice of India. Brief tenure. Her tenure as CJI expected to last only for 36 days, making it the third shortest in the history of the Supreme Court of India. Judicial lineage, Justice Nagaratna is the daughter of Justice E.S. Venkatramaya, who served as the 19th Chief Justice of India in 1989. Elevation to Supreme Court, elevated to Supreme Court on 31st August 2021, among the few women to have reached this position. Significance of gender representation, appointment is seen as a significant step towards gender inclusivity in higher judiciary, inspiring future generations of women in law. Historical context, prior to Justice Nagaratna, Justice Fatima V.V. became the first woman judge of the Supreme Court of India in 1989. Fatima V.V., just remember. Justice Leela Seth was the first women Chief Justice of a state high court, that is Himachal Pradesh, in 1991. Okay. Odisha news. Center clears 13,000 crore NH projects for Odisha. Employment and socio-economic impact, because it will generate thousands of direct and indirect jobs, rural and tribal dominated areas specifically. Environment and land concern, although it's a concern for us because when NH projects should be, or this is known as the vertical projects. NH project would be vertical projects. Electricity and NH, vertical project. Land acquisition would be a challenge. Environmental clearance would be a challenge, and it needs a sustainable planning. Center-state coordination, smooth execution depends on coordination between the National Highways Authority of India and Odisha state government, particularly resettlement and land acquisition. I think you must have seen in the last mains question, they have asked this infrastructure, or specifically Odisha State Highway Authority. They have asked this question. Vision of PM Gati Shakti, the investment aligns with the PM Gati Shakti master plan, which aims to develop multimodal connectivity and efficient logistic infrastructure nationwide. State to auction 30 iron ore mines. Major mineral auction drive. The Odisha government has announced auction of 30 iron ore mines, making it one of the largest such drives in the country to boost mineral production and revenue. Strategic resource base. Odisha accounts for over 50% of India's iron ore reserve. Just remember, 50% of India's iron ore reserve. It ensures continuous supply of raw materials to our steel industry, because per head steel consumption is about to increase due to this infrastructural development in our country. Revenue generation and state finance. Through auctions, the state expects to earn significant revenue via premium, loyalty and district mineral foundation contributions, the enhancing non-tax revenue. As you know, if you see in the budget that I think in recently we have discussed the fiscal health index, okay, Odisha got the first rank. The reason why? Because Odisha is generating enough revenue, which is a non-tax revenue from the mining royalties, mining royalties, okay. It could be iron ore or bauxite or anything, but in Odisha is generating adequate revenue of this mining royalties. Financial literacy push for students, MOU between Higher Education Department and NSC. Landmark Educational Initiative. Odisha Higher Education Department signed MOU with the National Stock Exchange to promote financial literacy among college and university students across the state. Curriculum integration. Financial education will be integrated to academic curriculum, with students being trained to personal finance, saving, investment, stock markets and digital transactions. Empowering youth economically. Empower students with practical financial skills, ensuring informed decision making and fostering a cultural and saving entrepreneur. So basically what we are doing, we have signed an MOU with this National Stock Exchange. Financial literacy would be given to school and college students. Okay. Financial literacy means banking transactions, financial knowledge, okay, how banks operate. So all those concepts, ideas. State to set off National Scuba Diving Training Center in Puri. First of its kind in Eastern India, the proposed National Scuba Diving Training Center in Puri will be the first in Eastern India, aimed at training professionals in adventure water sports and rescue operations. Boost to coastal and marine tourism. It will help us to boost tourism in Odisha's coastal tourism vision, aiming to tap into the marine biodiversity and historical underwater heritage like submerged temples of Puri. Okay. So we will find out how many temples have been submerged under the sea, like the Dwaraka. So we can see that. Employment and skill development. Kichi trainer bhi rahibe. They will get the employment opportunities, livelihood opportunities, certified scuba divers, diving, water rescue courses. Okay. Local youth in tourism, maritime security, rescue services. Strategic tourism development. Puri is a key location under the Swadesh Darshan and Prasad scheme. जो theme based tourism amara thila Prasad scheme. The center will enhance profile is as multifaceted tourism hub beyond the religious tourism. Heritage experts seek museum for Barabati Fort artifacts. Historical significance of Barabati Fort in Cuttack. Odisha is a 14th century fort built during the reign of Gajapati dynasty. It was built during the Gajapati dynasty. Is an important Kalinga architectural monument. Rich archaeological findings Excavations uncovered valuable sculpture, pottery, inscriptions, coins, architectural fragments, etc. Need for dedicated museum. So demand kon hochi to establish a museum. Urgent need for a state-sponsored museum near the fort to safeguard, conserve, and exhibit these artifacts. Promotion of cultural tourism. So it will boost the cultural tourism as well. Okay. Preservation challenge, weather, vandalism, poor storage facilities. So we need a safe place, that is museum. Archaeological Survey of India and Odisha's Department of Culture are called upon to take a proactive measures including funding, infrastructure and expertise, heritage and identity, historical identity and architectural legacy also, and educate the future generation so we would know about our history as well. Integration with digital initiative. The museum could integrate digital technologies like the AR and VR, virtual reality and augmented reality to create immersive experiences aligning with Digital India and Heritage Smart City concept. Okay. Anyway, MCQs. Teesta Prahar is a large-scale joint military exercise of the Indian Army conducted at Teesta Field Firing Range in West Bengal. It aims to test the preparedness for war operation riverine and diverse geographical areas. Answer kon habo kuhantu? B answer habo. A komai bhul hejibo. First statement komai bhul hejibo. Why the first one is incorrect? Why? It's a large-scale joint military exercise of the Indian Army conducted at Teesta Field Firing Range in West Bengal. Why only B? Only to why? Yes, West Bengal. West Bengal रे ही तो हितला कोडी हितला ठीक अच्छे वेस्ट बेंगल रे ही तो हितला Brazilian microbiologist Mariangela Hungaria has been named as 2025 World Food Prize laureate. It was established 1980 by the Nobel Peace Prize winner Dr. Norman E. Borlaug. कौन अब आंसर कौन? এটা হচ্ছে আপনাদের কোন 1986. Okay, so answer is only one. Next, Indian scientists have successfully assembled the chromosome level genome of the Indian yak for the first time. Indian yak, scientific name Bos grunens, is a Himalayan high altitude bovine species. C answer. Okay, next. Pedestrians have the right to unobstructed and disabled friendly footpaths. The right is protected under Article 23 of the Constitution, obviously not 23, 21. So this one is correct. Next, the disease is caused by the bacterium Burkholderia pseudomallei, which is found in soil and water, especially in tropical humid regions. The bacterium enters the body through skin wounds, contamination of wounds, inhalation of, or ingestion. कौन हम आंसर यारो? आंसर सी होगा दुईटा जाक करेक्ट अछि. Next, OAS 09 satellite scheduled for launch abroad, PSLV C61 is primarily designed for all-weather Earth observation (EOS) Earth observation satellite. Who is poised to become the first women Chief Justice of India? B.V. Nagaratna. Recently approved 13,000 crore in its projects in Odisha aims primarily promote tourism, connect mining areas, metro rail in Bhubaneswar, construct dam for irrigation. कौन पाई हिची? Connect mining areas with industrial and port zones. Okay. B. Next, the recent decision by Odisha to auction 30 iron ore mines is aligned with the which central legislation? Iron ore, which central legislation? That is Mines and Minerals Amendment Act 2025. ये Amendment Act through रे भी अपन करो जोटा अच्छी जो foundation, okay, that is also have been set up. District Mineral Foundation. The recent MOU between Odisha Higher Education Department and NSC primarily aims to financial literacy among the students. Introduce financial literacy among the students. What is the primary objective of proposed National Scuba Diving Training Center in Puri? Maritime security, train professionals underwater sports tourism, conduct deep sea mining, develop fish harbor. Answer is B. Train professionals in underwater sports and tourism. Barabati Fort, for which experts seek a dedicated museum, is located in Cuttack. Okay, so today is the essay day. Today is Saturday. So instead of mains question, I have put an essay topic for you, and that essay is from margins to mainstream: the journey of Indian women in the 21st century. Okay. Easy question, easy topic. It's not that difficult. It's easy topic, but challenge is to how to write. Okay. So when we say from margins to mainstream, let me give you a brief idea so that when you start or when you write, you will have a proper understanding about the topic. How to write, that I will discuss in the next class, or if possible in Monday. What are the points we need to write or how to write a particular essay. But basic idea समस्तों आपनको भी अच्छी. So it will have this kind of what you call केमती intro लिखिबा, how to substantiate a topic. So before you write, you just jot down your points. कौन points आपण include करिवे. So first you write down, and then you, after this brainstorming, after all those points, then you start writing. Okay. So if I would give you a brief idea, topic huji from margins to mainstream. That means once upon a time, or you can show this topic in ancient, medieval, and modern, in this kind of thing. And when you explain the dimensions, you can keep in your mind. You have to compare the ancient with the medieval, medieval with the modern, and globally plus Indian culture. Eti kemti women manankara sthana achi, and how this women are being treated. Okay. Then margins, from margins to mainstream means they were not in the mainstream in earlier era. They were not given proper education. They were not given proper rights. They were not given proper social status. So now things have changed. And thanks to, there are many such factors, education and awareness, all those things. So the journey, Indian women in the 21st century. Sabu dimension of an example here, corporate to the period. Okay. Good time we were fighting, I think during this Operation Sindoor, what we have seen in the social media or news, these two women officers, they were briefing the press. So once women were fighting a battle for the permanent kind of status in army. Seven mane एक तो combating रे निया जाऊ नथला women मानंकु बर्तमान एबे देखिबे से जो rumor गोटे आसिला कि गोटे lady pilot टे धरा पड़छि पाकिस्तान, because aguru women मानंकु combat रे छड़ा जाऊ नथला, right? They were not allowed. now we have started allowing them as well. So ये को टाइप रो शिफ्ट है चेंजेस है ये सब जिनस गुडी को आपण लिखिबे ओके इन द 21st सेंचुरी सबु डायमेंशन को कवर करिवे जो डायमेंशन रे भी अछि हाउ दे आर टेकिंग स्पोर्ट्स फील्ड हो साइंटिस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी हो साइंस हो आर्म फोर्सेस हो राइट बीट टेम्पल एंट्री होम स्पेस रे हो फैमिली रे हो ओके सोसाइटी रे हो ऑफिस कल्चर ग्लोबलाइजेशन को भली अफेक्ट करूची नाउ ई कॉमर्स थ्रू रे केमदी होची गिग इकोनॉमी रे वुमेन माने केमदी कर सो ऑल दोस डायमेंशंस यू कैन कवर राइट डन now coming to yesterday's question Odisha's new electric vehicle policy represents a significant shift towards sustainable transportation and energy use. Discuss the potential impact of this policy on environmental sustainability, public health, and state's economy. As far as this question is concerned, you have to have strong data with you. Data अपन पाखे रहिबा दरकार. As per the NDC, जेमती 2017 रे हमें टारगेट करिछु zero carbon emission, national determined contribution. Okay, as per the climate conference. जो पेरिस क्लाइमेट समिट हेतला एनडीसी थ्रू रे हमें 2017 को जीरो emission बोली टारगेट करिछु. If we have that kind of target, then what are the steps we need to do? Right? So we are exploring this solar power energy, exploring this hydro, exploring this wind, right? ये सब जिनस को आपण एठी मेंशन करिवे. Discuss the potential impact of this policy. Potential impact कोन हबो? How can you achieve that target of renewable energy or zero emission? Okay? से जिनस को एठी मेंशन आपण हाइलाइट करिवे आंसर. आंसर मतलब कि जणे ही बोले लिखुचंदी आ कि लिखु नांदी आंसर. Anyway, it's up to you. I can't force you. Next, the integration of state and central maternity benefit schemes reflect a collaborative approach to social welfare. Analyze potential benefits and challenges of such co-branded initiative in the context of India's federal structure. Mamata scheme merge कोठी हला प्रधानमंत्री मातृ बंदना योजना. So तारो significance कोन? Significance in terms of यदि women aspect को देखिबे एक तो financial incentive बढ़ी ची. Second, when it has been merged, then you will have two-way finance. There would not be financial crunch, right? Central government भी दबो, state government भी दबो, and it also promotes in a the federal structure point of view रो देखिबे. If you see the federal structure point of view, it promotes cooperative federalism. Not only the states, center is also putting its own interest for the safe maternity. Okay, it will decrease our sustainable development goals in terms of what? Reducing maternal mortality, reducing infant mortality, reducing neonatal mortality. So in this dimension also, it will help us to achieve our target. So not only in that, it will help us to achieve our goal of this cooperative federalism because center and state both working in this direction or dimension. So it will help us in that broader perspective as well. Cooperative federalism को भी promote करेगी and we can achieve the sustainable development goals. So in that manner, you have to write this answer. Clear? Clear अच्छी या आर किसी डाउट अच्छी की? Any other doubt? ऐसे टॉपिक हो किंबा क्वेश्चन हो ऐसे टॉपिक बुझिले पायलट पेन मॉडल नेम पॉइंट पाइल यू जस्ट गूगल अपनो अमेजन की फ्लिपकार्ट गूगल कर पे पायलट पेन से 0.5 भी आसीबो 0.7 भी आसीबो सो बेटर टू यूज 0.7 स्लाइटली थिक रहिबो बट you can maintain the speed 0.5 रे काफी it will be a sharper so slightly अपन को speed rate के problem ही पर if you continue with the 0.7 you can easily write with faster. Okay, so fine. So before I end, let me tell you, those who are watching our channel first time or if you are thinking to prepare yourself by joining a course, then StudyIQ would be that platform where you can join in the Paripurna batch. It covering both prelims and mains, and it's a complete foundation batch. Okay, and admission is closing on 22nd. Already batch has been started. If you want to join, you can join. Okay, all those details I can tell you. Live classes would be there, notes will be provided. Okay, daily you'd be given questions, MCQs, mains question you have to write and submit, right? Essay enrichment session. I mean, every kind of help. For example, with this course you will get 23 plus prelims test series. Okay, although you can purchase it in a separate course, 23 plus prelims test series. Since the exam has been postponed, we have enough time. Those who had not decided to appear in July, if you are thinking now you have got enough time, you can go for the exam. Apno exam dei paribe. So you can think of by joining this course so that you will fully prepared and go for the exam. Okay. Similarly, we have this Aramba batch as well, foundation batch. But what is the difference? In Paripurna batch, the language would be English and Odia. In this batch, Aramba batch, it would be English and Hindi. Okay, so basically it's a English batch, and this is English and Odia batch. Similarly, we have test series as well. So batch 3, we are starting from 25th May. Okay, 25th May. Fine. So thank you very much. You will get PDF in my Telegram channel. You can follow me in the Facebook and Insta, so that whatever your doubt, any query, any such you want guidance regarding your preparation, you can reach out to me through any such medium. Okay. Thank you. All the best and see you soon. Thank you.